Well, after Juilliard, I thought, well, I went to the Olympics of music at that time. It's called the Tchaikovsky competition in Moscow in 1986. And they take 12 finalists. And then of those, they give 8 prizes. And I won one of those prizes, the 6th prize. And I was the only American. And I thought, well, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the final push. And yet I got kind of close, but not really up to A-level soloist. But that was what I was doing. I was traveling around the world as a concert violinist and trying to maintain some kind of grip on A-level. And I would just get a little taste of it once in a while, like a really nice opportunity. Oh, you can play at Carnegie Hall, or you can play at Lincoln Center, or you can play in whatever, Seoul, Korea, or whatever. But then I would come back down to the B and C level. Oh, okay, but you're going to be in Elkhart, Indiana, or Fairbanks, Alaska, or something. Not that there's anything wrong with those places, but I was just waiting for kind of that big break, and I thought that was it, but it wasn't. But I was naive.
So how hard was that?
Well, it was I was fooling everybody, including myself. And more so as I got into my 30s, way too late to realize that kind of big soloist career was never going to happen for me. But I was kind of living the life of leisure. I was playing a lot of golf, and my wife speaking of golf, she had led a similar childhood. Her father started her playing golf in Cleveland when she was 5 years old, and she became an All-American golfer at Ohio State and tried to become an LPGA Tour pro and all this stuff, and then burned out and quit. So she eventually got her MBA and was working at Price Waterhouse in New York. So she was working, and meanwhile, I am kind of lying to everybody. Oh yeah, I just got back from tour. And meanwhile, I'm just playing golf and cooking dinner and opening another bottle of wine and just having a great time, and once in a while going out and making a few $100 playing a concert. And that went on for many years. And then finally, when I got into my 30s, somehow it was just the act of going to see a movie. We were living in Westchester County, New York, no kids, of course. And I went to see this movie called Jerry Maguire, starring Tom Cruise. And, I just kind of had this Hollywood trajectory of almost making it to the A level, not quite achieving traction up there, and then continuing to fall back, and then just bottoming out. And it just somehow, this movie resonated with me. And late that night, I came downstairs in the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep after watching that movie. And I kind of had an epiphany, Paul. I just said, okay, you are never going to be a soloist, even though you've been told this since as long as you can remember. This is not going to happen for you. Grow up and get a job. Get a job. Support your family. And so the next morning I came down with my wife, and she was making coffee, and I said, honey, I'm going to try to join an orchestra, which is one of the greatest things that any musician can do, is be a member of one of these great orchestras. And I had no idea it would be that good, and that was the beginning of another journey, because you have to audition, like competitive auditions. And so I started that journey in my early 30s.